Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us at the Singapore Fintech Festival, we have Minister Jennifer Carroll MacNeill. She is the Minister of State at Department of Finance in Ireland. She's here to discuss Ireland's foray into the fintech space. It is great to have you with us, Minister. Welcome to TradeTalks.
Thank you so much.
Tell us about the visit to Singapore and Ireland's participation in fintech events such as the Singapore Fintech Festival.
We're so pleased to be here. You know, it's a huge event for us. Ireland is a fintech hub on that side of the world, but it's fantastic to be here. We have 8-9 companies here, but of course major companies like Stripe is an Irish company, is an Irish fintech. We have Know Your Compliance, so right across reg tech, a whole range of different areas, Ireland is at the centre of fintech, and the reason for that is because Ireland is a major financial services hub. You know, we're the third largest domicile for funds globally. We have 20 of the top 25 financial services companies, but we're also a major technology hub. I mean, everybody is there, Meta, Amazon, Google, so we have this juxtaposition of the best of technology, the best of financial services, and all of those things are just migrating in a very innovative way and developing a really seriously interesting fintech sector in Ireland. We're so pleased to be here in Singapore because obviously Ireland and Singapore are so similar in so many ways, outward looking to the world, looking to be innovative, and to be here among this company and among this festival is a great platform for Ireland and for our organisations across the board.
Yeah, it's interesting. Many of the largest Nasdaq listed companies that you just mentioned before are of course domiciled in Ireland. Let's talk about fintech and digital finance. How is that part of the action plan for 2023?
So it's a huge part of the government's focus. Really the two priorities for us are sustainable finance and fintech and digital finance. And we can see even a regulatory response to that with our central bank. Now our central bank is one of the best gold standard regulators. That's why we have all of these companies. They want to be regulated by our central bank as a way of passporting into the EU. Everybody in the EU knows the standard that the Irish regulator sets, but it's about being innovative as well. So just last week, our central bank announced an innovation sandbox. So for organizations to be able to be within the extraordinarily well-regulated gold standard model that is the Irish regulator and be able to step into that innovation space safely is a very, very exciting moment. So it's a huge focus for the Irish government's priorities for financial services. We have close to 60,000 people working in financial services, but we're constantly trying to improve and become more refined and better at what we do. And as I said, being able to leverage the juxtaposition of technology and financial services is a big part of Ireland's approach to this next wave of innovation in finance.
Let's talk about Ireland's position in the global fintech ecosystem. How is Asia going to play a part in your goals in Ireland?
It's a massive, it's obviously Singapore is a huge hub, a huge gateway for us. It's a very important strategic part of our focus as a government. So I think I'm the 8th minister to visit the Asia Pacific region just in the last 3 weeks. I'm the 4th in 18 months just to visit Singapore. So this is a huge market for us. And I see our companies, our organizations like TransferMate, partnering with a series of Chinese companies, payments companies, operating as a payments infrastructure for so many other platforms. And we see those vehicles as huge pathways into this market. It's really hugely of strategic importance to us.
And you're also celebrating 50 years of Ireland's membership in the EU.
That's
Congratulations
right.
on that. Tell us more about the commitment to still be a European financial center.
Well, so we are absolutely at the core of the EU. We always have had the strongest of European values. Obviously, there's been a bit of pressure since Brexit. There's been a lot of change, but Ireland is an English-speaking Eurozone country. We're the only English-speaking Eurozone country. We have a common law system in common with, the UK, the United States, and other key jurisdictions, and we are the only Eurozone, common law jurisdiction. So we are a sort of a natural hub for so many of these different industries. We're completely committed to a strong open economy. Our political system is very, very stable. We have always had a strong economic focus, a close partnership with industry and trying to get better and meet those needs. We were chatting before about the IDA Ireland and how they work with organizations right around the world to create an Irish presence, but then to support that Irish presence, to support those organizations and help them to grow, and then maybe partner with Irish companies as they develop. So we see, for example, JP Morgan coming to Ireland and then partnering with an Irish fintech and becoming its own fintech and using Ireland as a base for many, many of its operations right across the US and the Eurozone in some of those spaces. So it's really, really exciting what we can do in Ireland because of our place at the centre of Europe, because of our place, really highly skilled, educated, English-speaking workforce, and we're able to pivot around some of those different industries very easily. We're still a small country, you know, we have a small, agile sort of administration, agile government, and it enables us to work in a really close way with emerging technology, with emerging businesses, and make sure that they're positioned well. But what it also really helps is those businesses to have a voice right at the centre of Europe. When I say Ireland is right in the centre of policy making, we have gone from being net recipients of EU funding to net contributors. We're a small country but with one of the biggest GDP, so we're right at the centre of the viewpoints around the Eurozone table, around the ECOFIN table. I was just there last week and I saw it for myself. What Ireland says in Europe tends to be where the financial files land and where those policy files land. So for organisations working in Ireland with a voice to the Irish government, it's a very direct voice right into the centre of European policy making, and we take that really seriously in an ongoing way.
Okay, Minister, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me from the Singapore Fintech Festival. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.